Happy birthday to Coach
Absolutely.
Smith.
And you know what she would love is a W today. I know that. She told us that before the game. That's all she wants for her birthday.
A W would be great, wouldn't it?
Yes. What coach wouldn't say that? Katie Smith, such a decorated player, former player in her own right. Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. We've got two former players now coaching both these squads. And Derek Fisher, too.
We talked about Derek Fisher before the game about him having that cachet of all that experience in the NBA, not only as a player, but as a coach as well. And Katie Smith in the WNBA
players coaches, right?
Yeah.
And there's a different element to that, an element of respect.
And that's something that today's player, Jules, really respects. Take a look at the officials: Mike Price, Kevin Fahey, Tony Dawkins. As we get underway here, and it's Chelsea Gray right away pulling from three. No good, and Tina Charles there for the board.
Now, a big key for both these teams is coming out strong. This is an early tip, especially for LA, given in their biological clocks. It's 3 hours earlier. So Derek told us that. They've got to be energetic.
That was a great point that he brought up with us before the game. You know, this is 8 o'clock California time, so it can't be an easy transition for this team to be playing at 11 in the morning here today. Ogumake misfiring on the three. A lot like our last game, Jules, where the Fever and the Liberty were just feeling each other out at the beginning of the game, getting a feel for the game. As Charles works her way down the paint, but she's defended by Ogumake. Battles for her rebound. Doesn't get that one to go. The Ogumake sisters there to box her out that time.
Oh, those two down low. A lot of length. And Chelsea Gray is their floor general. So you see her push it right off the floor.
And Sydney Weiss is the beneficiary of that. Pac-12 record holder in three-point field goals made with 373. And you have to get to Weiss. She can do that. She has a quick trigger on the perimeter.
Real quick, and she's got to see shots like that. Chelsea Gray is the perfect point guard to play with, because she is going to be that playmaker who gets you the ball.
Zowie B looking for a pick there. A little pick and pop action, but she instead takes it to the foul line, misses. Shanae Ogumake working the lower block on Zowie B and gets it to fall.
Yeah, that's nice isolation for Shanae.
2014 first overall pick as Kia Nurse cans the three and gets New York on the board.
The quicker New York can establish a perimeter game, the better, Chris, because it opens up the paint. They want to try to get the ball into Tina. That's the best way to do it.
And we saw a lot of double teams and triple teams on Charles in that Fever game that we did. And that's just going to open up the perimeter even more. Asia Durr trying the paint. Good, strong move. And she'll head to the line.
See, that's something Asia Durr has in her repertoire every single time. And she's a player that even Katie Smith and both of us were talking to her before the game. Hey, she's got the green light. She's not going to force anything, but one-on-one, I trust her more than anybody with the basketball. She did it in college, and she's got the potential to do it here at the pro level. As long as she doesn't shy away and take a backseat as a rookie.
That's the thing. That's the thing I wanted to ask you about. As a rookie, there has to be that feeling out process. All right, am I overstepping my bounds?
Deferring.
Can I take control? Right. That's kind of a fine line when you're breaking into the league.
It is, and Katie Smith is telling her over and over, hey, we don't want you to defer. We want you to pick and choose your spots. You have the capability to be a huge scorer. I mean, she was one of the most multifaceted elite scorers at the college level, and just going to be confidence.
And that confidence is key. Once you hit a couple of shots as a shooter, as Sydney Weiss will show you right there, the confidence will be high, and you're not going to be afraid to pull from anywhere.
You got to be there on the catch with Sydney Weiss because she's got such a quick release.
Durr tries again, goes after her own rebound, but it's Ruffin Pratt who steals it. As Gray goes up, her jumper's no good. Ball stays with the Sparks. And we're going to be talking about that quick release from Weiss, I have a feeling, all morning / afternoon.
She was incredible at Oregon State. I mean, it's her 3rd year in the league, and she's kind of gone back and forth with minutes over the last couple of seasons. Hasn't gotten the start the way that she's gotten this year. This is good to see.
Good D there by the Liberty. It started with Kia Nurse. She gets the deflected ball, goes up strong, and we're going to get an offensive foul called on Nurse.
And that's the kind of defense that Nneka Ogwumike is going to give. I mean, very good job rotating back and then selling this. But good defense here by Brittany Boyd. I mean, that's what they need out of her. And she's a push guard. She's going to look to push it up the floor. And then Nurse gets it at the other end. But it's a little too much aggression to the basket. And good selling by Nneka.
Talk more about Boyd. I mean, she didn't score any points in the last game against the Fever, a loss, but she did fill up the box score in other areas. And assists, she had 6 of them. She also had 3 rebounds and 3 steals. So if you're not scoring, there's other ways you could fill up the box score and help your team, as Tina Charles does on a daily / nightly basis.
Yeah, Brittany Boyd's in there to push the tempo, to get the ball and go. And a lot of that is predicated upon her defense and her ability to push the ball after a steal, after a turnover, and she gets it and goes. This is a nice job by Tina Charles establishing the paint. If you play her full behind, you are in trouble. You've got to be able to play her 3/4 front and then expect some help behind you, because she is so good one-on-one.
Her footwork is unbelievable. Everything around the paint area by Tina Charles, you could just see how she's been such a good player for so long in this league.
She hasn't settled. She's gotten better every year. A couple years ago, she was over in China. She took a big break, but then during that time, she was working on her guard skills. It's carried over each year.
We were talking to Katie Smith before the game about maybe having a chip on their shoulder. The team as a whole, Rashonda Gray getting cut last year. And Katie brought up a great point, and that was, you should have a chip. You're always getting this influx of young talent. They're trying to take your job, and that's why she had such a successful 17-year career, because every season she went into a game or into a season with that chip on her shoulder. And Tina Charles seems to be like that as well.
Oh, she sure is, and that's a nice move by Asia Durr, elevating. Nobody has a better mid-range game than her. She just has to keep going to it.
9-3 run for the Liberty, and they have a 9-8 lead here with 5:17 left to go in the first quarter. Turnaround for Chiney Ogwumike does not go. Rebound grabbed by Amanda Zawi-B. And Tina Charles, add point guard to the resume. Stops, pops, does not get at the drop, though.
Point forward. Positionless basketball. That's where we're going. Even on the women's side.
Always nice to see a big take it coast to coast, and that's a great move there by Chelsea Gray.
And she's the most concerning for Katie Smith. I mean, that was pretty much who she harped on. Hey, we've got to be able to limit Chelsea Gray, and she is just one of the best point guards in the country. And she's clutch.
Weiss with the steal. She will go to the rack, but again, Brittany Boyd with the great defense, gets back, cuts her off with the block.
And we're going to start by the rookie, Asia Durr, off of that on-ball screen, the elevation. Pretty shot.
Tonight on Yes, the New York Yankees kick off a 3-game series with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and the Toronto Blue Jays. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. with the Yankees pregame right here on Yes and streaming on Fox Sports Go. And it's never hard to find a Yankee cap or 2 or 7.
How about the Yankees?
Or a couple thousand.
They're playing with all the injuries. I mean, it's been fun.
Well, the LA Sparks are going through a little bit of that as well with the injuries. Candace Parker, Elena Beard, they're both sidelined.
But what that does, and even in talking to both coaches, we talked to Herb Williams about that before the game. It's giving other players a chance to step it up.
And Herb impressed me with his knowledge of baseball.
He knows his stuff. He loves it.
Nneka, no. Chiney, battling.
Nice.
Yes.
And that's just the hustle, straight hustle by Ogwumike.
Good defense there. That was Ruffin Pratt with the turnover, the third turnover for the Liberty. Janae kicks it out to Gray. Little pick and roll. Now Gray will stop from the elbow, in and out. That was almost down.
She's so good at collecting herself.
Kia Nurse tries her second three, does not connect on that one, front rim. LA holds their three-point lead here early in the first, but another turnover for the Sparks. That's their third. Get a look at Derek Fisher there. Going back to what we said at the beginning, I mean, he just has that respect from these players immediately. Being in as many playoff games as he's played in, the 5 championships he won with the Los Angeles Lakers, the players he was teammates with.
Yeah, and they respect him. And Nneka, actually, Agumake was quoted even before this season saying, hey, this is the first time I've ever played for a quote-unquote player, like a player's coach, really, and that's what he is. Derek Fisher is, and what I mean by that is exactly what you're saying. He played the game, they respect him. He's really, really good at handling them, and the newer generation coming in.
And Janae also said he's the kind of person that'll turn up with you. If you get that N1, he's going to cheer with you. And Derek Fisher told us before the game, he added on to that and said, you know, yeah, I'll cheer for them when they do something right, but I also have to be there when they do something wrong, but not in their face.
Because they want to know that you love them when you go home. It's not just an on-court relationship. Nice defensive possession.
Shot clock violation.
The offense for LA looks a little stagnant right now, Chris.
Again, we go back, the time difference. I don't want to harp on it too much. They are professionals. You know, it's something they will get over as the game goes on, as Derek Fisher told us. But it's still, it is a little shocking to the system. Hey, it's 8 o'clock in the morning.
And it's hard in the WNBA to come out hard and good in the first part of the season because people are coming from overseas. They're leaving in the middle of it at times. It's just, it is what it is. And it's hard to get that rhythm right off the bat. Because you got to trust your teammates.
Absolutely, as Zowie B misses on the three. And the Sparks break out once again. Raquana Williams just checked in. She misses the three, and Charles is there for the board. Liberty staying in this one at the foul line. They are just 2 of 12 from the field, but 4 of 4 from the charity stripe. It's Bria Hartley. The nice take to the goal, lays it up and in.
And Hartley is so good at being that spark plug. She doesn't try to do too much, but she is so quick off the bounce at getting to the rim. And she's got to go back overseas, actually, on Sunday, she was telling me before the game, to compete in Euro championships and whatnot.
Must be so tough for these teams, these coaches, with all this movement of the players, especially during the season.
Yeah, it is, but they're used to it.
Tina Charles, coast to coast with the left. It doesn't go. Gets her board after Zowie B tipped it to her and puts it up and in, and the Liberty up 13-12. Derek Fisher's seen enough out of this mini Lib run as they take a 1-point lead with 1:45 left to go. And the Liberty here at Westchester County Center in White Plains. It is school day.
The Mystics are going to be another tough matchup. I mean, the next few games at home are not going to be easy, that's for sure. I mean, none of them are.
Wish the WNBA was around when I was in school. I would like getting out of classes to
right?
enjoy a little basketball in the morning.
That's the best. I remember going on a couple field trips when I was younger, when the league just started. We did go to Radio City Music Hall when it was there for a little while. It was at the Prudential Center for a little while, or the Liberty were.
Chelsea Gray hits the bucket to flip-flop the Sparks back in the lead. Charles with the baby hook doesn't get the fall. Rashonda Gray is checked into the game.
And Nneka Agumake being physical with Tina, that possession.
Agumake working on Gray there, but she travels. And you know, Gray, who just entered, she's been, over the first 2 games, one of the most consistent players for Katie Smith and this Liberty team. a near double-double in each game against Indiana.
What I like about her is she's a gamer. She's physical. She's got a toughness factor. They had to let her go last year. She was on the roster early on, which was tough, and you said it earlier. So she plays with a chip.
No basket.
She fits in well with this system. You need that dog mentality in some of your players, and she's got it.
And that has to play a factor. You work so hard, and then you get cut right before the season starts. You come back again. That, to me, is the definition of a competitor and someone who doesn't give up. And Rashonda Gray doing what she's doing for this New York Liberty team over the first 2 games and the outset of this season speaks volumes about that word competitor.
Yeah, absolutely, and they need her. No Kia Stokes yet. Kia Stokes still overseas, who's another big that they could really use when she gets back, of course. And yeah, Gray knows her role.
Tina Charles with 6 points now. We're under a minute to go in the first quarter with the Liberty up 15-14. And Charles now 14 points away from becoming the Liberty all-time leading scorer. Alexis Jones from the foul line. That doesn't go. Charles there for the board. Hartley has the outlet. 30 seconds in the corner. Asia Durr for 3.
She's a clutch shooter. She gets that space.
20 seconds left, first quarter. Gray stops, pops, and drops. 17 seconds left. Shot clock is off. 6 points for Gray in this first quarter. Liberty playing for one last shot. Katie Smith tells Bria Hartley to go. Rashonda Gray. Nice move to the basket. She is fouled, and she'll head to the line. That's once again the rookie, Kalani Brown, with the foul.
Kalani Brown still trying to get used to the pro game here. Got hurt in that championship game here in college this past season, struggling to defend Gray there. You could tell laterally, not quite there with her foot speed yet.
First one, no good for Gray. This is a Liberty team that, in their last game against Indiana, the Fever went out on an 11-0 run and outscored the Liberty 26-7 in the first quarter. And this is a different Liberty team today with the clock winding down. Laquanda Williams will not get a shot off as the first quarter comes to an end. And the New York Liberty have a 3-point lead over the LA Sparks. We're back right after this. School day here at the Westchester County Center. We're through one quarter, about to start the second between the LA Sparks and the New York Liberty. And the Liberty have a 3-point lead. Let's take a look at our trivia question for today. Now the Sparks and Liberty faced off in the WNBA's first ever game. Who scored the Liberty's first basket? See, I know who scored the Sparks' first basket, but do you know who scored the Liberty's?
I'm gonna have to think about that one. I had a couple on my.
I have one. I have an idea. I have an idea. It wasn't Maddie.
We can tell you that much.
We'll have the answer later on in our broadcast.
Maddie's chilling. Could be Teaspoon, huh?
All right, are we foreshadowing again? We did this the first game, too.
We're giving this away.
Yeah, our yeah.
I'll tell you what, these kids all know the Rollie song.
Yeah, and you know, trivia's catching on, Jules, because our last game, we had a couple fans answer that question. At Genie2321, Dawn M. Risueno, very good friend of ours, who's always at, seems like every net game, and Aisha Williams. They guess the opening night's trivia question. Aisha named all 6 Liberty Ring of Honor players, and Dawn got 4 of 6, and my partner got all 6. Of course she did.
Oh, snap. I better, you know. I've been following this team for a long time.
Yeah, so the pressure's on. Another good defensive set there by the New York Liberty as Rebecca Allen is getting set to check in. Asia Durr stops in the lane and loses the ball, and LA takes over. Marina Mabry also in the game for the first time, the rookie out of Notre Dame. Her shot doesn't fall, but Agumake there working for the board. Tips out. Bria Hartley using her speed. Too short on the layup attempt, and Raquana Williams takes over.
With Kalani Brown in the game, the LA Sparks are slower, so you can expect to see the Liberty look to push the tempo a bit with her in there.
Chiney Ogwumike, like, putting her hands up, like, what is wrong with me right now? She's missing these bunnies. LA just 27% from the field, and New York 26.
And Nneka's missed a bunch, too. She's 0 for 5 or so here.
Nice post move there by Rashonda Gray, and New York built its lead to 5. I took a deeper dive on the whole liking squirrels thing.
What'd you come up with?
I got to the genesis. Rashonda Gray loves squirrels.
Why?
And it stems from Cinderella, or no, Snow White. I'm sorry, Snow White, wrong Disney movie. It stems from Snow White, the animated squirrels from Snow White.
Aww.
And she also said she grew up in LA, South Central, and then when she went to Cal, there were a lot, you know, she always used to go to the park with her parents. And then when she went to Cal, they had a ton of squirrels at Cal.
She just fell in love with them.
She did. She did. And it got me to thinking, like, what are some famous squirrels? So Sandy Squirrel, obviously from SpongeBob. Sherlock the Squirrel from the Magic Garden.
Okay.
Okay, and Rocky and Bullwinkle. You can't forget Rocky from Rocky and Bullwinkle. So that's my knowledge there on famous squirrels.
You know what? You got me on famous squirrels. You just totally made me look...
You have
like
nothing?
A squirrel zero. I got nothing for you.
I'm sorry I put you on the spot. Hopefully you'll get the trivia answer. You'll redeem yourself.
I'm not an expert on squirrels. I will own that, okay?
I was shocked I was able to think of 3. Chiney Ogwumike hit both of her free throws. Are going to get an offensive foul on Amanda Zawi B there. As Katie Smith looks on, here's her team, tries to get her a dub on her birthday. Just under 8 minutes left here in this second quarter as Zawi B heads to the bench. And Rebecca Allen into the game. Shot clock down to 10 as Kalani Brown works it up at the top with Raquana Williams. High pick and roll. Williams with the right doesn't go. And the ball goes off of Brown, and it's Liberty ball.
Right now, Los Angeles really struggling to score. And a lot of one-on-one action, not enough movement. The ball tends to stick the last couple possessions. And they've got to do a better job at moving without the basketball, not just kind of watching that point guard dribble the ball.
Right now, there's no flow. As Jules said, for the Sparks on offense, 6 turnovers for the Sparks. Tina Charles, good look into Rebecca Allen, but she couldn't hang on to it. Now she's going to get whistled for a foul there as she was fighting with Nneka Ogwumike. 5th turnover for New York.
And they got a fight here. And Rebecca Allen missing the ball and then kind of fouling back.
Little frustration foul there.
They need Allen in there, though, to knock down some shots. She's in there to shoot.
Nice move on the baseline there by Alexis Jones, and she's going to head to the free throw line.
Yeah, and it's good to see Alexis Jones being that confident, getting to the basket. She was acquired in exchange for Odyssey Sims, who clearly was quite the player for this team, this program. Nice move by her, getting to the basket.
Number 13, Chiney Ogwumike.
She'll be able to capitalize off her minutes while there's other players sitting. She's one of those players that I think will shine and continue to get better as she gets more and more point guard opportunities.
As Jules mentioned, it's her first season with the Sparks.
They're kind of thin in the backcourt. I think that it'll be good for her.
And there is Rebecca Allen on the baseline. Looked good going up, but caught the back of the rim. Gray again with the hard work under the basket. Gives the Liberty the lead.
Shonda Gray is just a blue-collar player. She's a workhorse. That is what she does. I mean, she's going to track down the rebound, get the extra opportunities.
This time it's Nneka Ogwumike.
Nneka needs to get herself going. I think that's our first shot of the night, of the day, excuse me.
A 7-2 run by the Sparks. And it is tied at 23 apiece. Just over 6 minutes to play here in this second quarter. Got a timeout with the Liberty here. We're going to step aside. Once again, 6:15 left in the second. We're tied at 23. The 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup starts this Friday, and all eyes will be on Alex Morgan, Carly Lloyd, Megan Rapinoe, and the U.S. Women's National Team as the defending champions head to France looking to win an historic 4th World Cup. All the matches will be live on Fox and FS1. And look who decided to drop into the Westchester County Center. Donovan Mitchell, Utah Jazz guard, born in Elmsford, New York. Jules. Nice to
Donovan Mitchell in the house.
Yeah.
He's
Plays for the Jazz.
Such a great player. He's been a pleasure to watch. This is his 2nd season in the league. And he was one of the best rookies in the league when he first came in. Good to see him supporting the WNBA.
Absolutely. Tina Charles pleading her case there to no avail as she gets called with the foul. Now, Katie Smith will also plead the case of her player. Little tag team action on the officials here as we get back underway with the rookie Marina Mabry out of Notre Dame trying to work her way into the paint. Nneka Ogwumike off the window, and it gets it to go. 8 points for Nneka.
Nneka and Nneka Ogwumike starting to feel their rhythm. A little too easy for Nneka to get it in the interior.
Maybe that barking helped a little bit by Katie Smith and Tina Charles. As soon as they come back down the floor, the whistle is blown in their favor this time. Bad pass out of bounds there by Hartley, and it goes the other way with Alexis Jones, who lays it up and in, wasting no time. 5 points for her, and LA has built themselves a 4-point lead.
And that was all because of their energy on the defensive end. I mean, that's where it's developed and gotten better, and it's led to their offense. Maybe they woke up a little bit.
That timeout seemed to help the Sparks. Mabry steps back, in and out. Charles there for the board again. Katie Smith wants her team to run. Brittany Boyd obliges her coach. Gets it in the corner to Hartley. Drives in, kicks it back out. Boyd, hard off the window, doesn't go, and Charles can't grab the board. Almost daring her to shoot it there.
Yeah, but you got to have your hand in her face. I mean, hand down, man down, right? I mean, you got to be up in her face because Ogwumike can hit that.
Nneka said, well, if you're going to let me take it, I'll take it, and I'll hit it as well. 8-0 run for LA.
How about the NBA game the other day with Andre Iguodala being left wide open, and he made them pay.
Oh, if you guys are going to let me sit here and take it,
I'm going to take it.
Mass substitutions here for the Liberty. Zowie B, Durr, and Nurse all enter. Charles, Allen, and Bria Hartley have a seat on the bench. We talked about other players stepping up is great. Tries to take it inside. She's stopped, but gets on the floor for the loose ball. And it's a jump ball situation, but we talked about who's going to step up with Tina Charles. Well, with Tina Charles on the bench, Jules.
Right, it's rare you see her on the bench, right?
Right.
She's not able to come out of the game often because they don't have much without her out there typically. So she needs a breather here and there, or she's going to be exhausted by the end of the season. So this does give the rest of the group a chance to find find their rhythm without her. I can't imagine she'll be out long.
And we talked about it in the open, you know, it's Asia Durr and how she maybe wants to defer to other players. And when Charles is on the floor, you respect that and you want to go to her. But now that you don't have her on the floor, you want to take Charles. And look at the work of Rashonda Gray.
She's tough as nails. And look at how she's built. She's very strong. She knows how to chase her own rebound. That's basketball 101. Follow your shot.
It's Katie Smith's birthday today. Rashonda turned 26 on Saturday, so a happy belated birthday to one of the hardest working members of this Liberty team who gets a turnover for the Sparks. They're 7th, as that was the tenacious defense by Gray.
Yeah, Gray's all over the floor. I mean, not only did she score at the other end, but she got back and defended, and she had 2 other players swarm Agumike down low. Good defense from New York.
Sparks have outscored the Liberty 13-4 here in the second quarter. And they hold a 4-point lead with 3:44 left to go in the second. 13 on the shot clock. That was a short break for Tina Charles. She's right back on the floor as Rashonda Gray will find the bench.
But a smart place from Katie Smith to sub her. Give her a little breather and then let her finish the half out. Get the momentum going into halftime.
So it was a short respite for Charles. As she has the ball back in her hands again, and she hits the jumper and cuts the deficit to 2.
It's so tough to block Tina's shot. I mean, she gets it off whenever she wants, raises it above her head like that.
I mean, I'd shake my head and say, wow, but 8.7 boards for Charles before the half is a blocking foul called on Alexis Jones. But you just expect the box score with her to be filled up from the first quarter, from the get.
Yeah, you almost take it for granted. And when you don't see a monster performance from her, you take it for granted. It's a big hello, what's going on? But she never does it. She so rarely has a poor performance. They can't afford her to.
Charles dropped 32 points in the first game against Indiana, had 15 in the second game of the season. That was at the field.
Well, they had a hard time scoring in the second game at Indiana.
And there's a nice post move and a lefty laying off glass to tie the game at 29. So 4 straight for Charles and a 6-0 run for the Liberty. Tiara Ruffin-Pratt lines up the 3, and she connects from long distance.
And that's a nice job. Good patience that time from LA. Something we haven't seen a lot of. They've been a lot of one-on-one.
That was nice ball movement on the offensive side for the first time in a long time. And now we're going to get Tina Charles with an elbow on Nneka Ogwumike. And obviously she didn't mean it. She's right there helping Nneka up. Charles' first personal foul of the game. Great sportsmanship there as Chelsea Gray and Tina Charles help Nneka to her feet. And of course, little sister Chiney right there. You hit my sister?
Oh yeah,
What's going on?
Protection there. But yeah, just the physicality here. Tina Charles turning, and I do believe they are going to look at this because of the elbow above the head action. They're going to the monitor here to check out whether this was one of those elbow to face plays. Now, it looked like a basketball play to me, but they're very particular about that. If it elbows the head.
Officials looking at it right now.
Elevate it to a flagrant,
right?
Potentially flagrant 1.
And we talked to Katie Smith in our first game, and this is some of the stuff that they want to take out of the game. Now, it was inadvertent. She didn't mean to do it, obviously, but it's something they're going to start to call closer.
Yeah, that was a pretty hard hit.
Yes, it was. You actually saw that fan's reaction right there. You could see it.
Yeah, ouch.
Like they saw how bad it was.
And you could tell Tina was trying to create space for herself by pivoting with the basketball, but you can't do that. I think they're going to probably
That's a basketball move, Jules.
Yes,
I
it
mean,
is.
it's just something you're taught from a very young age in the post to bring your arms around. It's just unfortunate.
Her head was right there.
Yeah. Officials coming to a decision here. All three officials having a powwow now, trying to figure out the correct call, getting everybody's... Now they're walking over.
And it's a flagrant one, yep. That's what we thought.
Hey, foul on Tina Charles after review has been upgraded to a flagrant foul, penalty 1.
Okay. So it's a flagrant foul 1 on Tina Charles.
Which means they get the 2 shots.
Right. It was originally called an offensive foul. That has been taken back. It is a flagrant 1. 2 shots for the Sparks and the ball. And we will see those shots from the free throw line from Nneka Ogwumike when we come back right after this. All right, Jules, the officials looked at the replay and they called this a flagrant 1.
Yeah. And it was all about the head situation here. Tina Charles catches it, she turns, and she smacks Ogwumike in the face with her elbow. So that's excessive, unnecessary contact. So that's what happened there. They deemed it unnecessary and excessive. So that's where the flagrant 1 comes from. And they did review it.
The Liberty now has 14 fouls.
Yeah, foul must be reviewed, and it was by our officials, Kevin Fahey, Mike Price, and Tony Dawkins. And it was the head official, Mike Price, who made the determination that it would be a flagrant 1 as Nneka Ogwumike is taking those foul shots for the Sparks. She could give her team a 5-point advantage, and she does nothing but that.
Number 1 pick right there of the 2012 draft. What's interesting with her is her numbers were ironically a little bit down for her last season, but she still had a fantastic year. Remember her in 2016 being the MVP. She's just been dominating ever since she's been in the league.
She missed 7 games last season as Chanae misfires there. She missed 7 games last season, did Nneka, with her back and illness as well.
And Candace Parker should be back within the next couple weeks. I mean,
we're talking about a 2-time MVP.
3 to 5 weeks they said she would miss. But yeah, this will be a totally different team as Brittany Boyd, little in-out dribble, getting to the rim. That's what she does best and what she has to pursue more.
And that's what the Liberty need, especially to complement Tina Charles. If you have your guards driving the lane,
well,
maybe some help side defense loosens up the coverage on Charles.
Yeah, and Brittany Boyd has never been a real perimeter shooter. She's more of that guard that's going to slash and get to the rim and create, really.
And she did there. She got herself to the line, makes both. Lead down to 3, just over 2 minutes to play here at the Westchester County Center between the Sparks and Liberty. Chelsea Gray trying to break down Kia Nurse, gets it back. Nice look inside, but good defense by Amanda Zawi-B, and she's able to rip the board down and control for New York.
Excellent defense and rotation, and that was a good 2-man situation for LA. Could not finish.
Boyd inside. The ball bounced by Zawi-B on the baseline, so out of bounds, Sparks ball.
A good idea.
Zawi-B liked the pass. 7th turnover, though, for the Liberty. Coming up on the 90-second to go mark here in the 2nd quarter. Gray loses the handle. Gets it right back from Nneka Ogwumike. high screen. Roll. Ogumake to the basket again. Zowie B there with the defense and a jump ball. 2 straight possessions. Zowie B really showing her defensive ability.
Yeah, the Sparks are really going at the Liberty with the high pick and roll. This is their wheelhouse here. And then excellent defense. Zowie B is reading it well. She's there in the help. Ogumake is not getting an open look there. She's got to maybe pop out rather than roll in, because Zowie B's reading it every time.
Zowie B had a career high in points last year against LA on June 24th. She had 21 points. She has not been on the scoreboard as of yet today.
She was on fire that game.
But she does have 8 boards. Like we mentioned, you might not be scoring, but you're doing the other intangibles to help your team win. And Zowie B's doing that definitely on the defensive end of the ball.
One thing Zowie B did well last year, she took a lot of shots from the perimeter. She really increased her averages around the arc, something that she's very capable of, stepping out.
Chelsea Gray very capable of hurting you from everywhere on the floor as well. Good work underneath there by Chiney Ogumake. But she couldn't get it to fall. Kia Nurse does, and this lead back down to 1.
The New York's defense has really saved them several times. They're getting stops when they need it, and it's leading to their offense.
46 seconds left in this first quarter. 10 to shoot. Chiney Ogumake misses. And then we're going to get an over-the-back foul on Nneka Ogumake, her sister.
Kia Nurse here in transition. This is what she does best. And they look for her. And whether she has the shot or not, nice little head fake, because the defense came out on her, and boy, she can take it to the basket. And Kia Nurse is one of those players that keeps the defense honest, because she can knock that down. You have to close out on her under control, not let her take you out the bounce like that.
Brunch and basketball here in White Plains, New York. I'd like to thank you for joining us here on Yes for New York Liberty basketball. They take on the Los Angeles Sparks. Chris Sheeran and Julianne Vianney.
I thought you were going to bring some breakfast for us, the full crew here.
I thought our producer, Josh Isaac, was going to have like a buffet,
Where's my buffet?
A full spread. I thought we were going to have some mimosas.
Some waffles over here. Come on. Now we're going into the afternoon here. It's noon.
I was very disappointed in Josh this morning.
I think they had like a 4 a.m. wake-up call, so I'm not gonna knock them.
Chelsea Gray hits the jumper, gives the Sparks a 2-point lead. There is a 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock here for the Liberty.
36-34.
Brittany Boyd being watched like a hawk by Ruffin Pratt. She makes her move. Kicks it out to Charles. Fakes on the 3. Goes inside. Doesn't get it to fall. 8 seconds to go. Sparks are pushing. Gray takes the elbow jumper. Almost had it go. It was online, but it doesn't. And at the half, it'll be the LA Sparks with a 2-point lead over the New York Liberty. 36-34. We're back with more right after this. We're back here for the start of the third quarter between the LA Sparks and your New York Liberty. Liberty trailing by 2 here as we're about to begin the third quarter, just a couple minutes away from second half action. Let's get to our trivia answer. Penny Toller was one of those banners.
Oh man, that's so cool.
And she said, I felt like a rock star and I hadn't even played a game yet. So it must have been such a cool feeling for not only Penny Toller, not only Kim Hampton, these 2 franchises getting the league underway, but just as individuals too, being able to play stateside and showing fans here what they can do.
Absolutely. The only leagues we had to look up to as women back then, and I was a little girl, was the NBA. I mean, we didn't know. The ABL was, of course, active at the time, but didn't have that pizzazz that the WNBA ended up having. So just very cool to see it evolving over the years.
And here we are in the 23rd season for both of these clubs as they are locked in a battle here Third game of the season for both teams. The Sparks come in at 1-1. They lost their season opener to the Las Vegas Aces, and then they beat the Connecticut Sun in their home opener. The Liberty had a home-and-home series with the Indiana Fever, and they lost both of those contests. Of course, the first one on yes, but they lost on a last-second bucket by Tierra McCowan at this end by the Fever.
A very important first couple of minutes here to the second half. You want to establish momentum if you're New York.
And we saw Asia Durr come right out of the gate, being aggressive and taking the ball into the paint and putting up a jump shot. There, Brittany Boyd grabs a rebound. Tina Charles makes you think that she's going to put that three up, and you have to respect that. She gets it inside to Zowie B. She lays it in.
Good interior passing, and other players are going to be open. If you're playing alongside Tina Charles, you got to be ready for the basketball. You're going to get open.
Nneka Ogwumike no good on the jumper, and Zowie B working the boards on that end of the floor, on the defensive side of the floor. And she will help set up the offense now, getting the ball into Asia Durr's hands. Thought about getting it into Tina Charles, but great play there. 9th turnover. Nneka Ogwumike was able to tip it away.
Yeah, nice hands, and that time it should have been rotated to the top of the key. The pass should have come from there. Wow.
Chelsea Gray, she is that spark plug for this Los Angeles Sparks team.
No pun intended there?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think I'm going to go pun intended.
She really is, though. Chelsea Gray has a very quick first step.
So she hits double figures with her 10-point. Kia Nurse hits her second three of the ball game, and it gives the Liberty a 1-point lead.
And that's reminiscent of what she did in the first quarter to start the game.
And that's what you said, Jules, getting that perimeter game going and loosening up the inside as Sydney Weiss drops the long 2-point jumper.
And Sydney Weiss hit a couple right in the beginning and then went quiet. She is certainly a lethal shooter.
Weiss has 8 points in the game.
And one thing she can get used to, or she's got to get better at, is maybe establishing herself in other ways, in other parts of her game.
Wow, Nneka Ogwumike just can't buy one.
Yeah, it's been one of those nights. Yeah. But she's got to continue to look for her shot. They need her to step up.
Behind the back pass to Chiney Ogwumike from Gray, and then Gray again in the corner, and she delivers from long distance.
She is one of the best three-point shooters around. I mean, don't let her ability to take it off the bounce and wheel and deal surprise you, or because she can step out too.
Gray and Ogwumike are reunited. They were both in the same draft in 2014. They were both taken by the Sun. And now they are back on the same team on this LA Sparks squad. Another miss for Nneka Ogwumike. You can see it in her face right after that miss. It's really starting to get to her as Kia Nurse travels there for the Liberty.
Now they're giving her fits. They're not making it easy for Nneka right now underneath, but it is one of those nights, but she's really struggling to find the hole.
Nneka now 1 for 13 from the field. She does have 9 rebounds, though. And we talked about it during the game. It's that old adage, shooters have to shoot.
And Nneka's Gumby, I mean, I like to call her that because she is just so long and athletic. And, yeah, she does a lot of other things. I mean, she was a gymnast growing up. When you really think about that, she was just too tall to make it in gymnastics. But that's how athletic she is.
That'd be something. That'd be something. A 6'2" gymnast.
It was her favorite sport when she was younger.
Fans, the Liberty are back in action this Sunday at 3 p.m. when they take on the Las Vegas Aces. Purchase your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/NYLiberty.
And kind of a fun fact with the Ogwumike last name. Their name translates warriors according to her Nigerian father, so it's just kind of cool how their last name is the way that they perform in life and in basketball.
It's a good baseline to have when you're born with a name that says that. I wonder what what Charles means.
I wonder too. In charge. That's all.
Yeah, if you look up Tina Charles in the dictionary, it's definitely, it might be a picture of Scott Baio alongside
possibly.
Tina Charles.
As she catches it here. Again, deep in the lane. Doesn't need much room.
She has 13, and she cuts the Sparks lead down to 3. It was a 7-0 run.
And they hung around.
Once again, Brittany Boyd on the defensive end goes up and in. That's exactly what you said at the half. She has to be more aggressive on offense, and she's got to come through on defense. And there you go, Jules.
Yep, that's where it starts for her and for the team. It always does. If you can defend, if you can get your energy up on that end of the floor, you get to run. And Boyd here with a nice assertive move, reading passing lanes, reading eyes, and then getting in there with the steal. And she's so quick, and then you can't telegraph passes. When you see her lurking over there, woof, she's going to get it.
So a 7-0 LA run has been met by a 5-zip run by the New York Liberty. What does that do to you as a player when you make a big defensive play?
Following her shot, she's aggressive. She looks for her shot wherever she is on the floor. This is a young lady that is ready to score. Instant offense is what I call her.
Another errant pass there by the Sparks. Chelsea Gray threw it away. Charles dribbling her way through the lane, too strong off glass.
And Charles never gets tired. I mean, she plays a lot of minutes.
In a break, we were saying how she's a little bit like a robot, but in a good way.
Right.
And she just never seems to get tired like a robot.
Exactly.
Robots don't get tired.
She's not a real emotional player. She plays the game like a pro, and she's very steady.
Alexis Jones quiets the crowd down a bit with that jumper there to give the Sparks a 3-point lead. I want to put that Tina doing Tina things on a t-shirt.
My little quote?
Yeah, we should market that.
Tina doing her thing.
Ball will stay with the Liberty there. Goes off the Sparks player. 10 seconds to shoot. Just under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter with the Liberty trailing by 3. Brittany Boyd to trigger it in. 7 on the shot clock. Kia Nurse notices it, goes in with the floater, and we're going to get an offensive, oh no.
It is an offensive. And that's where Kia Nurse needs to pull up. She tried to do the floater there, but that's a situation where I've got to stop and pop. I mean, players are more and more taking the charges outside the restricted area, and they're smart with it. And that's why you need the mid-range game more than ever.
Is that a question of, the shot clock winding down, her noticing it, saw her look up at it, and it was just a rush attempt there?
She was rushing for sure. I mean, a good solid defensive possession from LA.
And there's some good hands once again by Brittany Boyd as Charles leads the break and goes all the way but cannot connect. And again, a rebound and can't connect. And Ogumike, Chene with the board.
See, those are live ball turnovers that you have to take advantage of if you're New York. You need to score at the other end.
Nice look inside there to Ogumike, and she does not miss. Chelsea Gray with the bounce pass, and Chene with the lay-in.
Yeah, all of a sudden, LA extends that lead after they made a bad pass, and you could have capitalized, and those add up.
Kia Nurse cannot answer with the 3. And the long rebound comes out to Alexis Jones. Nice look inside. No look by Chelsea Gray to Nneka Ogumike. And Ogumike loved the pass immediately with the point and the high five.
That was pretty. That was real pretty. Chelsea Gray just showing her ability, her court vision. But how about the fact that Nneka Ogumike was ready for the pass, even with the no look?
You're seeing spurts from this LA team where they sort of go into a little bit of a lull, Jules, and then all of a sudden they snap out of it like they're smelling salts. The offense starts clicking. The ball starts moving around the perimeter.
Well, it's kind of like what Derek Fisher was telling us before the game, Chris, that it's about trust. And as they continue to play the game, as they continue each game, they're going to trust each other more. Well, hey, that player is a good shooter. Let me give her the ball, or I'm being double teamed. You have to. It all comes with knowing each other.
Asia Durr gets that to fall, and that ends the drought for the Liberty and cuts the Sparks lead to 4.
She is so smooth. She's got to get more.
And that make on the offensive side turned her into a tenacious player on the defensive side as she gets into Weiss's face and alters that shot.
When she played at Louisville for Jeff Walls, I mean, he gave her the absolute green light. And at times, players were wall watching her.
And score it for Rashonda Gray in a technical foul.
I don't know why she got a technical, but Agumake fell hard. It looked like she lost that contact, and she found it, which I've lost my contact before, and sometimes if you can't find it, you're in trouble.
We're going to take I need another look at this because I don't know where the technical comes into play here.
Now, another one where she was going at Agumake, but this time she didn't raise her elbow. I didn't think that was the right call. That was actually a sell. She definitely tried to sell that more than she actually got hit. I mean, kudos to her for selling it, but I thought that that was a flop. To a degree. She didn't, it was a foul, but she exaggerated the flop. I'm not sure why they didn't look at it.
Chelsea Gray connects on the technical free throw, and now Rashonda Gray will get to complete her three-point play as the arena is going to get another look at that technical foul right there.
That's the only
but again,
I'm confused about is
that's a basketball move.
They didn't look at it like they did earlier in the first half when there was a question mark there.
And Katie Smith,
I didn't think it was
not happy with that
the right call at all.
She doesn't want to get another tee, so she goes and gives Herb Williams an earful.
I think the problem is we just want consistency.
Right.
And we don't get consistency a lot of times with refereeing.
And that's what Katie Smith was telling us earlier in the season. That's what it comes down to, especially with the officiating. You just want consistency. If it's a foul over here, it should be a foul down there.
Right, exactly. Or if you're letting them play, let them play. If you're calling every ticky-tack foul, fine. Do it on both sides.
6 to shoot. And that three-pointer by Gray is up and no good. Liberty could tie or take the lead here. It's Tina Charles handles at the top. Rhea Hartley gets it back to TC. And TC with the touch.
And the score is tied at 51.
Oh, that's the way to
She is 5 points
back.
away now. 5 points away from becoming the Liberty's all-time leading scorer. And more importantly, she ties this game up at 51.
That's a travel.
As Alexis Jones hits a three after she may have taken some footsteps there.
Major footsteps. She got away with a total travel.
That PSA that ESPN did back in the day about Patrick Ewing, don't walk.
Yeah, Alexis Jones here. Look at this. Big time walk.
Wow.
Big time. As she finishes it, kudos to her, but she got away with one for sure.
That was a little shuffle there. That was a dance move.
Cupid shuffle.
See, you went Cupid. I was gonna date myself
Cupid, right?
and say the curly shuffle. The Three Stooges.
That was great. Even I know the Three Stooges. Come
Okay,
on.
good. Thank
You're not
goodness.
dating
Well, thank
yourself.
goodness. But the curly shuffle is something I'd be dating myself.
Maybe a little.
Gray is good on
I'm
number
not too familiar with that one.
two. Do me a favor and don't YouTube it. You don't have to do it when you leave.
Okay. I will not.
Liberty down 2 here. Coming up on a minute and a half left to go in the third quarter. We're locked in another tight one here on Yes at the Westchester County Center. Kalani Brown, the rookie, working her way in the paint. Nice move there and finishes with the left.
It'll be interesting to see how Kalani progresses. And I mentioned it earlier. Hurt her calf in the championship game of her NCAA tournament this year. Hasn't really gotten in rhythm. But she's such a talented front court player. It was incredible for Baylor. For Kim Mulkey's team, boy, was she something else this season.
More hard work here by Rashonda Gray.
Yeah, she's doing it. She is such a tough player. Why you can't take her off the floor? You don't want to. She's around every possession, every play she's involved in.
Represent the Liberty this season. Visit nyliberty.com to shop all your favorite player and team gear. And don't forget to use the hashtag LibertyLoud. Once again, Gray splits a pair. Chelsea Gray tries baseline, but she's blocked off there by Hartley. Pulls up anyway, short on the jumper, and Hartley will push. Finds Nurse on the wing. No good. Had a wide open look at a 3.
That's what you want. I mean, Bria Hartley doing what she does well, pushing it. Best time to make a 3 is in transition when the defense is scrambling, and these are the shots that just you have to make. You have to make that. You're wide open, and they've got to start going down for the Liberty.
As Ian Eagle says all the time, shooting practice.
Precisely. It's shooting practice. I mean, you are wide open, and that's a mental thing, an in-rhythm thing.
9 to shoot. Charles had it, lost it, gets it back. Katie Smith imploring her team to get it going, and Charles answers her coach, puts it down. She has 17, now 3 points away from being the all-time leading scorer in Liberty history. Ten-second difference between the shot clock and game clock, as we're going to get a foul called here on Bria Hartley. The officials even need help without the numbers on the front of the jerseys.
Yeah, that bothers me too. It's tough. It's tough. Every single team. You see the names on the back.
Sometimes the hair's too long.
Right.
I don't have that issue, but
see the positives. Gotta look the positive.
Chiney Ogumike good on the first free throw, and she gives her team a 2-point lead.
I love Chiney's leadership ability, and obviously a full-time job as an ESPN analyst as well. While she's playing still, pretty impressive.
Chelsea Gray with 14, Chiney Ogumike with 13. They are your leading scorers for the Sparks as they hold a 2-point advantage. 10 seconds left. The Liberty with the ball once again. Rashonda Gray, high screen. Hartley uses it, gets it to Asia Durr. She fires. No good, side of the rim, and that's the way the third quarter will end, with the LA Sparks with a 2-point advantage, Jules.
And Tina Charles, who's really getting it done. I mean, she is somebody to expect to, on every given day, every given night, to put up numbers, and she's doing it again today.
We're back here in White Plains, getting ready to start the fourth quarter, and Tina Charles is doing it again, Jules.
Now 17 points right now, 9 rebounds, and she's looking for her shot. What else do you expect from this woman? She does everything she can possibly do to win ball games. She's ferocious, she's physical, she has 2 or 3 players covering her, yet she finds a way to get that ball up and to make shots. She is so impressive.
Take a look at the game summary. Chiney Ogumike, the hot hand for the Sparks. She has 13 and 7. Tina Charles, a rebound shy of a double-double herself. Charles, as we keep mentioning, just 3 points to become the Liberty all-time leading scorer and pass Vicki Johnson in that category.
And she's getting a little breather, a well-deserved breather here. possibly the only breather she'll get this quarter. And yeah, absolutely. She's been with the franchise a while, and I think so much of the future of the franchise is determined around whether she will be able to remain in New York. She's a New York native. She's been here her whole life, loves it.
Great thing about her, too, she wants the ball in those clutch situations. And those clutch situations for her are throughout the entire game.
And no one can guard her.
Right.
No one. It's very difficult.
Once again, Rashonda Gray with the great work on the defensive side, getting the jump ball with Kalani Brown, the rookie.
And Kalani Brown with the hustle. Hustle and muscle.
Yeah, look at the work.
Going after it.
Her on the block. Using the body to clear some space.
Once she gets used to the tempo of the game, she's going to be a solid pro, I think. Of course, daughter of P.J. Brown, who played 15 seasons in the NBA and won a championship with the Celtics. So it's in her blood. She averaged 15 and 8. Shot 61%. Nice.
Oh, back tap goes to Nurse. She misses on the bunny there. And a bad pass there by Amanda Zawi-B, looking for Rashonda Gray. That's the 12th turnover for the Liberty.
Well, both teams are pretty even on that front.
As Rebecca Allen comes to the scorer's table, she's getting set to check back in. Just starting this fourth quarter here in White Plains, Marina Mabry takes it to the goal. Doesn't get that to fall. Interesting, Marina Mabry and Kalani Brown, both rookies. They played against each other in the Women's National Championship game. Baylor got the win. Mabry's Notre Dame got the loss as Chineo Gumake gets blocked by Zawi-B. OMG with the stare down.
She got a stare down there. I love the pizzazz, the fire there. No. She doesn't quit the turnover, but she hustles back, and what a great job not putting her body into it, just using her arm, using that length, goes straight up. Really smart play.
That's 4 blocks for Zawi-B, and that was almost Dikembe Mutombo-esque with the attitude after the block.
A little spunk, never hurt nobody.
Another offensive rebound for Chineo Gumake. Great work, and she's going to be rewarded headed to the line. 8 second chance points so far for the Sparks in this game.
She's so strong with the basketball, though. Shanae just sticking with it. She is the lone bright spot. Hasn't gotten a lot of help today. Of course, Gray has put up some numbers, but not enough help.
Got the friendly roll on that first one. That's her 14th point as Brittany Boyd comes in, checks in for Asia Durr. Boyd has played tremendously on the defensive side of the ball today for Katie Smith. Also has 4 points, 4 assists, coming off her 6th assist game in the last game against the Fever.
And LA has been able to hang on to this 3-point lead for quite a while here. Another turnover.
That's 13 turnovers now for the Liberty, and a chance for LA now to extend this 4-point lead. 3-second violation, though.
3-second violation.
Amanda Zawi-B very enthused with that call.
Well, for every turnover the Liberty have had, the Sparks have also had. So both teams are only just 2 apart, 15 and 13 turnovers for each. And Derek Fisher shaking his head. He's not happy about that. Give it right back.
Coaches should count their blessings with 3-second violations. It's a lost call. Hits the jump shot. You don't really, it's like a dinosaur. You don't really see that 3-second call too much anymore. Sometimes there's campfires in the paint.
You got to get out of there. That's typically, well, it's like the NBA. They don't call travels anymore.
Right. And they used to, like I said.
Unless it's so obvious, they have to, but.
Do you remember that PSA that they did on ESPN where they were getting on Patrick Ewing, and it was like...
Oh, you were mentioning it earlier in the broadcast.
Well, right. And they kind of did it like We Are the World. They had the big risers, and they did the whole song, and the song was called Don't Walk.
That's good.
Liberty fans, the team's annual Pride celebration is Friday, June 28th. The Liberty face the Dallas Wings at Westchester County Center. Tip things off with a pregame Pride Fan Fest at 5:30. Go to Ticketmaster.com/NY Liberty to purchase tickets. Love, loud, Liberty loud. Kalani Brown misses both, so the lead remains just 2, and Bria Hartley can't corral the rebound, and it's going to go back to the Sparks. Referees can't review that until the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, so this will stay with the Sparks. Officials got together and collaborated, but the call remains the same. So once again, the Sparks with another opportunity. 8-second chance points in this game. Daquana Williams off on the baseline jumper. Bria Hartley pushes. Good ball movement out to Rebecca Allen. And down under. Goes downtown to give the Liberty a 1-point lead.
She's coming off a game where she wasn't making a lot of shots against Indiana. Katie Smith told us before the game, hey, she can shoot. She just needs to make them. And that's when you have to do it.
Rashonda Gray thought she was elbowed out of the way there by Kalani Brown, but Brown makes the layup, and Sparks seesaw back in front. Great move inside by Brittany Boyd, but even better recovery by Brown there.
I mean, that's the way to hit a shot and then get a stop. But it doesn't take much for a shooter to get their stroke going. Good to see Allen knock one down.
And she has to stay on top of Mabry because Mabry she has that quick release, and she could be devastating from the three-point line as well.
And team has been out of the game, so they've been able to
that is a great sign.
That time, right? And now she's back.
Number 31.
But Rebecca Allen getting herself going. First, she had that little mid-range jumper, and then in transition, this is why you got to push the ball. That's when three-point shooters are at their best. The defense is not ready yet. They're all over the place scrambling, and she just knocks it down. She is a dead-eye shooter.
Hartley, talk about dead-eye. She knocks down the jumper. Liberty back out in front by 1.
Hartley is just so calm and cool when she gets out on that floor.
Chelsea Gray tries to take advantage, and we're going to get a foul on Kalani Brown.
Loose ball foul. Loose ball foul is gone to Kalani Brown.
That is Brown's third.
Her fourth.
And she will have a seat.
And the team's first.
And check that. That's her fourth foul. My apologies. Rebecca Allen, we were talking about her before the game with Katie Smith, and Katie Smith said, you know, she just has to start hitting her shots. She's nicknamed Spida.
Spida.
Her long arms and long legs got her that nickname in Australia. As Boyd with a great take. And the Liberty extend to a three-point advantage.
We've got Donovan Mitchell here, Spida as well.
There you go.
Come on now.
There you go.
Spida, baby. Got a couple spiders in the house.
2 spiders. Well, we have a Spida. I wasn't going to attempt the Australian accent and embarrass myself.
I think his Instagram is Spida something. So, you know, you got to leave the R out. It's cooler. Trying to make it cool.
It's hip.
It's hip.
Yeah. 7-2 run for the Liberty. Make that 9-2 run. Brittany Boyd taking over in Westchester County Center.
And Brittany Boyd bringing the energy. This is what she is so good at. She's a game changer when she gets going because she plays with that tenacity, that passion. She can get to the rim.
66-61, 5:29 left in the fourth quarter, and the Liberty Jewels coming on strong in the fourth.
Oh, they've been tremendous. Well, they're 5 of 7 from the floor in the fourth quarter on a 9-2 run, and it's been a variety of players that have stepped up. Rebecca Allen being one of them, knocking down some perimeter shots, which is where they've really lacked at times. They're trying to spread the floor out. Bria Hartley with a nice one, and then, of course, Brittany Boyd making the noise, getting all the way to the hole. And the Spider-Man, Donovan Mitchell, is here, and he likes it. Supporting the WNBA. I love it. It's been an exciting game.
Got to show out in front of your NBA stars for sure.
He was born in New York, in this area. Of course, been in Utah, doing big things with the Jazz.
Sydney Reese just inside the three-point line, doesn't fall, but the weak side rebound kicked out to Ruffin Pratt, who gets it to Gray. And Gray ends the run.
That was much needed for the Sparks. They were in quite the deficit there. Quiet the crowd.
17 points for Chelsea Gray, as that gives her LA Sparks squad some life. But a foul by Nneka Ogwumike, a little too aggressive as she hits Bria Hartley in the head.
Sparks fouls on Nneka Ogwumike. That's her fourth, team second.
And Katie Smith is over here by our bench asking the officials to potentially take a look at that.
Right. I exactly see how she fell, but she clearly got hit here. And yeah, she did. Pretty hard in the head.
Yeah, a little smack to the side of the head there. And Katie Smith was not thrilled.
Well, they get the ball back here, but
Amanda Zawi B. And that is a Zawi 3.
that's something we saw a lot of last season. She can certainly spread the floor. This is a different team when they're knocking down shots from the outside.
Ooh, bad pass there. And Hartley will push. Ogwumike gets back, and so does Ruffin Pratt. And great hustle by Ruffin Pratt to force the jump ball there on the defensive side.
But Amanda Zawi be off the Boyd penetration. How about that? Steps right in rhythm, confident with the stroke.
Zawi B, 11 boards, 6 points. That was her first 3 of the game. But that's a part of her game, as you mentioned earlier, Jules, that she has really worked on.
She has. She's very capable of spreading the floor.
Have to respect that. Defense comes out on her. That opens up the middle. Something Jules has been talking about all morning / afternoon here in White Plains. Sparks looking to cut into the lead. Shot no good. Charles with another board. That's her 11th. Once again, Charles just 3 points away from becoming the Liberty's all-time leading scorer. She has 17 today. As Boyd goes inside, they kick it back out to Charles. And a travel called on Tina Charles up top. That is the 17th turnover for this Liberty squad, which has been a problem for this team, not only last year, but at the outset of this year as well.
Brittany Boyd here off of that on-ball screen. She really did have the whole basket. I think she was trying to play it safe there. Could have probably gone to the rim, although Ogwumike has long arms. Could have blocked her shot, but I like it when she's aggressive and just attacking the basket.
Turnovers have been an issue for both squads today. 17 for New York, 14 for LA, as Weiss tries to break down Allen there. Ball works its way around the perimeter, and Ogwumike with a nice touch inside.
Now, boy, has she played with aggressiveness.
Liberty up by 3, coming up on a 3-minute mark here in the 4th quarter. Hartley, nice little give-and-go action, but blocked by Chiney Ogwumike. When you get into the paint with those sisters, the length really does affect you.
It does, and then they're also excellent at reading passing lanes and rotating and being there before the play takes place.
Playing
Number 5, Tina Nurse.
and playing with her sister has to help.
Oh, yeah.
And you did that as well, so you could speak from experience, Jules.
Yeah, I definitely did. I mean, I was in high school, though, when I played with my sister, but nonetheless, we definitely developed that chemistry. And throughout my whole life with her, we played AAU ball together, and it's just, there's something to be said about it. It's instant trust.
Weiss misfires on the 3. It was good defense there by Asia Dirk. That was Boyd trying to take it strong this time, but there's that length again.
She forces it sometimes, and that's where, as she develops as a player, you learn when to step out, when to keep going.
Sierra Ruffin-Pratt keeps the ball moving. Chelsea Gray, wow. Chelsea Gray is a sniper from the perimeter. It's tied at 69.
What a dagger. Absolute dagger. She's a 40% three-point shooter. Doesn't need much of a window. And Charles is going to have to see the ball here. Double teamed.
Double team. Charles gets denied. Now LA with another shot to take the lead.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some junk defenses at times this season on Charles. I mean, we saw Steph Curry the other day get boxed and won, old school style.
71-69 Sparks. A little over 2 minutes left. We're back right after this. 71-69 Sparks. Just over 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Friday night, the Liberty are back in action as Tina Charles leads the team into battle against Elena Deladon and the Washington Mystics here at Westchester County Center. Tip-off 7:30, streaming live on Fox Sports Go, or watch the replay on Yes later that night following Yankees coverage. 12 lead changes in this game. 4 in the fourth quarter. The Liberty was up 69-64, and now it's the Sparks with a 2-point advantage, Jules.
The last win was July 15th of 2018, so they are on a losing streak, and they really want to get Coach Katie Smith a win here. It's her birthday. You know, it would be the best present ever. I mean, clearly this is a team trying to get over the hump. So it would be a confidence booster to get the W. And just to kind of give you that relief of pressure. Sometimes when you're in that kind of rut, you just want to get out of it.
And this is still a very lethal LA Sparks team without Candace Parker in the lineup and Elena Beard. Liberty get a second chance here. Brittany Boyd off glass, no good. Tina Charles battling for the board. It's on the deck, and we have a jump ball. So good hustle there by Tina Charles to try to keep possession for the Liberty.
In this particular lineup, the Liberty are much better on the glass than LA, and they're getting a piece of every basketball. The Agumake sisters really the only two battling underneath.
Sparks with 13 offensive rebounds. That has led to, help them to 12 second chance points. That's really hurt New York today.
Now this is a big possession here.
Absolutely.
If LA gets the ball back, they can kill a little time and they can extend their lead. So New York needs to get it.
But it's LA who controls, as Derek Fisher is telling his squad to slow things down, as you just said, Jules.
Run a quick hitter here. Get a good look. You don't have to force anything if you're LA.
Chelsea Gray from three once again. And Gray, ice in her veins, knocks it down. A 13-3 run. Sees the Sparks up by 5.
She is not afraid to take the big shot. She's not afraid of the big moments. She has always been that kind of player.
10 seconds to shoot. Charles sees it, and she takes it, and she ends this drought for the Liberty. And that Sparks lead down to just 3.
Another clutch player right there.
And she is 1 point away. She's actually tied now with Vicki Johnson for the all-time lead in scoring for the Liberty. Just 1 point away from being all alone on top of the list.
A lot of Tina's shots are difficult shots.
And that was a very difficult shot. She grabbed her 13th board of the game and a timeout taken by Katie Smith. A full timeout taken by the Liberty, 74-71. 41 seconds left to go in the fourth. Come back for the exciting conclusion right after this. Maddie trying to get everybody here turned up as her team is down by 3 to the LA Sparks. Tonight on Yes, the New York Yankees kick off the 3-game series with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And the Toronto Blue Jays coverage begins at 6:30 with the Yankees pregame right here on Yes and streaming on Fox Sports Go. Tina Charles just 1 point away, Jules, from becoming the all-time leading scorer in New York Liberty history. She is tied right now with Vicki Johnson, 3,246 points.
My bet's on her. I think she's going to get there right now in this game. Now, they need to get her the basketball here. Clearly, they've got the ball. They've got possession. They got the stop that they needed, and they advanced the basketball. So they get an opportunity here for a quick hitter. Now, she's going to be double teamed, so you got to be ready if you're outside of Tina.
See what New York does here is Katie Smith hollering out instructions to her team. Asia Durr gets
You don't
doubled,
need a three.
but Tina Charles takes it. Oh, that would have brought the house down if she made it, but it's no good. And Amanda Zowie B with the foul, 25.4
Well, she had a good look, too, Chris. I mean, she did get a good look. Although you didn't need the three in that situation. You want the two first and then foul immediately. But, you know, she did get a pretty open window. And they're looking to isolate Asia Durr on that left side, do a little pick and roll action. She had an open window, couldn't knock it down. But Durr, the playmaker, coming off that screen. So now you really just need to stop, and there's some fouls to give here.
Sparks have outscored the Liberty 17-10 here in this fourth quarter. And they're enjoying a 3-point lead. Just under 23 seconds to play as Kia Nurse was called for the foul there. And it sends Chelsea Gray to the line. And Gray, Jules, has been unbelievable. 26 points right now.
Yeah, she's amazing. I mean, when you think back at her history and when she was at Duke, and she's had 2 gruesome injuries in her life, tore her ACL in 2013 at Duke, and then dislocated her right kneecap. And then she did it again. She did it again. She missed her first year with the Sun. So she did it twice, 2 gruesome injuries. So the fact of the matter is she has overcome a ton physically, and she doesn't look like she's missed a step.
Absolutely.
Massive surgeries.
Absolutely not. And Gray, 12 of her 27 points, Jules, have come in this fourth quarter.
And she's the best version of herself now. Look at how she hangs in the air. She gets to the lane, but she plays with a sense of poise. She doesn't rush into anything. She's not one of those just explosive players that you would look at and say, wow, she's so explosive. But she is so just poised, and she makes the right decisions. And she's smooth from the perimeter. Let me tell you, 4 of 7 today. She has been terrific.
10 of 20 from the field, 50%. That's easy. What do you think Katie Smith has drawn up here with a 5-point deficit?
Well, the big question mark is whether or not you go for a 3 or a 2. And I think that you draw up a quick hitter with 2 options. One of them is a 3 and the other one is a 2, because you'll take whenever you can get. And then you've got a foul immediately either way.
Asia Durr pulls from 3, no good. Charles there for the board, and there it is. She's the all-time leading scorer in New York Liberty history, but her team still trails by 3. Tina Charles surpasses Vicki Johnson with that bucket. So congratulations to Tina Charles.
Congrats, Tina. Well deserved. But I know, knowing her, she just wants the win. That's what she wants.
And Gray back to the line, shooting 2, and she makes her first, and there it is on the scoreboard. Tina Charles just passed Vicki Johnson on the all-time New York Liberty scoring list, 3,248 points. So the kids might not be in history class at school today, but they got a little bit of history at the Westchester County Center today.
I mean, that's a hard thing to do right there, folks. I mean, especially given the fact that she is double teamed on any given night, and all the attention is put upon her. Every single opponent, they are game planning to slow her down, and she's been able to do this. Over 3,000 points with the New York Liberty. Just a true vet, a true pro.
See, now, the Carnegie Deli had a sandwich named after Vicki Johnson after she set the record.
That's right.
Okay, it was a 3,000-calorie sandwich. It had Vicki, had turkey, 3 kinds of cheeses on it.
Heart attack on a plate.
Mayo, mustard, right. It was like 3 pounds of meat. So now I'm calling, the Carnegie Deli's closed. I'm calling on Katz's.
Yeah.
Katz's Deli has to come up with a sandwich for Tina Charles.
Let's go. She's a 6-time All-Star. She's earned it.
15 seconds left here. Liberty down by 5. Brittany Boyd controls. Liberty need a quick one here. Asia Durr senses it. Pulls up from 3. No good. Does not fall. The ball goes out of bounds off of Nneka Ogwumike. Active hands in the paint all day long with her and her sister Chiney.
The fact of the matter is, LA has not gotten a lot out of Nneka. She's done a little better in the second half, but didn't have her best game, and yet they were still able to pull this one together. Missing a lot of their better players. That's a big road win for LA.
A huge road win for that man, Derek Fisher, and his team. 14-4 run to close out the fourth quarter and get the 78-73 victory. Another tough loss for Katie Smith and this New York Liberty. When we come back, Jules and I will wrap everything up here at the Westchester County Center in White Plains. One more look at history being made here in Westchester County Center as Tina Charles grabs the board and gets it.
Well, Tina Charles does what she does well every single night. She's the most consistent player on this squad. All she really needs is some help, but congratulations to her for this kind of accolade. I mean, she is a pure scorer, and she always competes, and I give her so much credit. I have so much respect for that young woman right there. And as soon